Katie Beats here from Pop Alternative, speaking to Matt Kinsces, Gabriel Carter, and Sydney Scotia about our Bigfoot thriller, SAWTOOTH Mountain, which is going to be available on Tubi August 11th. Thank you all for your time.
You betcha.
Oh my God, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, co-producer.
You know, it's really excited. Gabriel, I want to kind of start with you. I mean, you know, this is obviously a unique take on Bigfoot. I think this is something that you and Matt have been talking about for a long time. How exciting was it for you to finally get there at Pitt Meadows and film SAWTOOTH Mountain, given all the conversations that happened with Matt about this film?
I mean, it's my reason for being doing stuff like this. You know, Matt's my creative collaborator, and he's an incredible writer and director, and and working with the cast that we had was an absolute dream come true. And yeah, for the love of the game, this is why I wake up in the morning. So
absolutely. And Matt, in regards to, like, you know, writing this and directing this, how separate were those two things once you got the camera on this thing? At some point, you know, you talk about the script, you talk to your actors, you talk to everyone about everything, you talk to Nido, our incredible producer, about everything, but then it's like, okay, this is what we're doing, this is the script. You get there. How was it separating those two things, like the writing and the directing, when you got there?
Yeah, you write it picturing everything as one way, and then once everything's cast, you kind of start to see things like, okay, that's who this character is going to be now. And it kind of changes the way you think a little bit. But after a shot list, I always kind of keep a little bit of flexibility, because once you're there and you see what's going on and you've blocked everything and you're like, okay, we're going to do this scene. I like to leave a little bit of room of just like, you know, we didn't know that this shot was going to be like this. Like, what if we just like move it over here a little bit? What if we try this in the shot? What if we do a push it instead of that pull out or whatever? Like, you can kind of be a little bit flexible. And so, yeah, you never really know until you're actually doing it. And then obviously you're chasing the day and you're chasing time. You don't want to spend too much time on one thing that probably doesn't matter at the end of the day. And you want to focus on the story and the character is the most important thing. And for me, I got really lucky because we did this in 11 days, which is not a lot of time for a feature film. But the reason why we were able to accomplish that in such a remote location at the same time was because I had the most incredible actors. So, you know, Gabriel Carter was the first one to come into this, and then Gabriel and Nido, Gabriel's wife, who is also in the film and co-produced it. They basically pulled together this cast. So it was a gift to me, really, to have such an incredible group of actors. And Sydney came in pretty soon after Gabriel and I were like, all right, we're going to make this movie. And Gabriel introduced me to Sydney. We all met at a restaurant and we just kind of like hit it off right away. And I think we had like a 8-hour conversation or something. So it was all smooth from there.
I remember that day, Sydney. I remember you being like, I was talking to some Vancouver filmmakers and actors about a movie, and it's just crazy now, like fast forward. I remember that. Sydney, I did kind of want to ask you in regards to, this interview is going to be out a couple of days before our Tubi release, but, you know, the trailers are out and everything. There's a lot of, you running in the woods. There's a lot of that. Like, is Bigfoot around? They have to find out, you know what I mean? But and then there's like, obviously, like the scenes in the cabin, the Zoomer scenes of everyone and like the party scenes. Did it sometimes feel like filming two movies? Because they're so different scene wise, right? Or did it all feel part of SAWTOOTH Mountain?
You know, it is interesting because you can show up and you know your days, you know when you're shooting what, and in 11 days, you know exactly when you're shooting what. So, like, I had an idea, but nothing can really prepare you for getting there and then going start to finish the whole day and a huge chunk with one crew and like one group of actors with Maitreya, Scarvinier, and Jude Wilson, and doing like really intense scene days with them, and then going into a completely different mode. So it did feel like half and half, like two kind of separate entities to me, but then it all really came together. And on the final days, it all just felt like one cohesive movie.
And to kind of add to that a little bit, I want to know about this as well. You know, you mentioned, when you get there, it all kind of starts to kind of like sink in, right? And everything. And Gabriel, kind of similar to what Sydney was saying too, where, did it feel sometimes like, and I know like the Bigfoot tour scenes and everything, like you're really in it, right? Like, did it really feel like immersive? Like just transforming into Clint at times during making this movie?
Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah, this thing was so incredibly well written that, Matt's writing is a gift for actors, and Clint was no exception. He was able to have as much complexity as I could bring to the role.
Absolutely. Matt, it's interesting because we've had a lot of these conversations and there have been a lot of, Bigfoot movies out there, but I think, this film is one that really stands out because of the concept and focusing on a lot of cool things, which is, we talked about this when we did our on-set interview, the Bigfoot hoax. That is the big kind of focus on this, right? And everything. And take me through having that kind of idea about the Bigfoot hoax, but then adding all the elements that come to play after that, the cabin, the pancakes, the UFO sightings. Like, just take me through that kind of aspect from a writing perspective, just piggybacking off what Gabriel said about your incredible writing, which I agree.
Well, thank you both for saying such kind words. There's a lot that I can get into for that. I think for me, it was like the hoax was the big sort of moment. Even when we were shooting, I wanted to make sure we dedicated a lot of time to filming that sequence of events because that's like the whole thing in the movie. It's like there's a sighting, and I think I wanted that scene to be fun for like Bigfoot fans and people that are really into the whole Bigfoot lore. I wanted that to be like a moment where they're like, oh, that's fun. They saw something, and of course it's always a little fraction of a creature, and it's blurry and all these things, like, right, all these Bigfoot sightings, it's never super clear. So I wanted to be like that, and I was obviously going off of the little bit of the Patterson Gimlin kind of iconic photo from the 50s, I want to say 60s. The famous Bigfoot Sasquatch walking. They got the video of him. So I was kind of trying to imitate that a little bit, but also to like pay homage to that. Because I think that's fun. That's part of the fun when people see that. And then from there, it's really like, I just wanted the movie to be a fun experience for Bigfoot fans and non-Bigfoot fans. And kind of the whole conversation after the movie being, what do you think? Do you believe in Bigfoot? Do you not? So that's the conversation I wanted people to be having after this.
No, absolutely. And then super quick, it's so like for all three of you, I mean, our film is going to be out August 11th in North America on Tubi and TVOD and VOD via Tricoast Entertainment. I mean, it's crazy, right? The words that just came out of my mouth, like, our movie is going to be on Tubi. How exciting is this?
Super exciting. Yeah.
We love Tubi.
It's so
Tubi's
exciting.
amazing.
And Peter, as you'll remember, because you were on set and there the whole time, we had dinner one night after a long shooting day, and we're like, where would we want this movie to end up? And then you can take it from there.
We said Tubi. Like, literally Tubi.
Yeah.
First one.
Yeah.
Like, so this is really a dream for I'm so happy for everyone. I mean, like I said, like Cindy said, like, I was there. I saw all the work that you all put into this, and it was like amazing to see everything, which was awesome. So August 11th on Tubi, that is Sawtooth Mountain. Thank you all for your time. Congratulations.
You betcha.
Thank you,
Thanks, and
Peter.
congrats to you too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Pop Turn. YouTube.com/PopTurn for previous episodes. Sawtooth Mountain via Tricoast Entertainment is going to be available on Tubi August 11th on VOD and TVOD as well. Until next time, this is Matt Kinsces, Gabriel Carter, Sydney Scotia, and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popturnative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popturnative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.